everybody, and welcome to today's Dragonrider Happy Hour. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. I am streaming from the new laptop. Thank you so much to Alienware for sending me this as part of the Alienware Hive program. I think I've set up everything okay to do the stream the way that I had it from the older laptop. So I say older, it was an Alienware M15, which is still an absolute beast, but this is the X15. So if you're like, ooh, it looks so thin. Yes, it does. And you may also notice the light up trackpad feature, which I'm so glad that they brought back in this model. But anyway, Dragonrider Happy Hour, hey! Sounds good right now, says Christian Polson. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for that feedback. And I hope my voice sounds okay too. I've been suffering from a little bit of a sore throat, which is why I assume that bartender Nate made a fancy drink that's in a hot mug that you can see just back here. And I'm really excited to find out what it is. So bartender Nate, can you tell us what we're drinking today?
Hello, Dragonriders. Speaking of sore throats, let's talk about a classic hot drink that every bartender will hate when we order. The hot toddy. So this is traditionally made with bourbon, but honestly, there's a whole variety of spirits you can sort of mix and match with. My lovely wife here does not enjoy bourbon, so I just made this with a spiced rum. You could pretty much get this at any bar, assuming they're willing to make it. This is a wonderful drink, and kind of the cool thing about this is where libation turns into medicine, essentially, right? Like, it's kind of interesting when you think about alcohol, because you're like, oh, it's a good time, right? It's also medicinal. It's always been medicinal, right? So that's exactly what this is for. I mean, it's essentially, it's got a bunch of like herbs and spices that are going to really kind of help your throat soothe and relax, and the alcohol obviously helps numb. So that's what you're getting. If you're sick, I highly recommend the hot toddy. The recipe is in the Discord, and that's it.
Thank you, honey. Bartender Nate, man, he's the best. Always looking out for my sore vocal cords, so thank you. I'm sure it's probably very, very warm, but can I? We'll see if I can sip it. Watch, it's going to fog up my glasses. It is delicious, and I can still see. It's a win-win, everybody. Yay, thank you so much. That's perfect. So yes, the recipe for that hot toddy is in the Discord for anyone who wants to check it out. As you could tell, I'm sure from the title of today's stream, the gaming news we're going to talk about today is mostly going to be taken up by the PlayStation event, the PlayStation showcase that was yesterday. I mean, oh my goodness. Insomniac Spider-Man 2, we're getting a Wolverine, God of War. There's so much news to talk about, so don't worry, I'll break it all down. Of course, I'm not going to leave out KOTOR, don't you worry. But we're going to talk about the PlayStation showcase. We're going to talk about PlayStation announcing what their new PS4 to PS5 upgrade policy is moving forward. And I found an article that was very interesting about game dev Burnout, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Plus, of course, lots of different like quick hits news, from Fallout 76 to Mass Effect news. To more. Yes, so all of that will be coming up. So if you're watching this after the fact and want to skip right to the news, you're welcome to do that. I will divide this video into chapters so that you can skip right to the part that you want. But otherwise, what's everybody drinking today? I've got the hot toddy. I think Jenny had tea. Someone said that they were having beer, but I didn't see who it was. Tyler Boyce is so excited for the KOTOR remake. Yes. Took it home to Jenny, says, hot toddy seems like a cute pet name. It kind of does, doesn't it? Haswell says, oh my God of War 2. Yes. GDK Mouse is drinking a cider. Garunderpaul, I hope I said your name correctly, is drinking a cola. Rob K says Jack and Cola. Scott says Four Roses small batch bourbon. Well, cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy end to your work week. Happy beginning to your weekend. Thank you for kicking back the end of the work week with me. I appreciate it. Cheers, virtual cheers, everybody. Since we can't all be at a bar together in real life, this is a way we can all get together virtually, no matter what corner of the world you are in. So for some of you, it might already be Saturday, but good time zone to you, as Boys Games would say in chat. Anytime that you're joining here with the Dragonriders, good time zone to you, my friend. Cheers. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into all of the PlayStation news. I agree wholeheartedly with you in chat who said PlayStation really hit it out of the park. They absolutely did. Let's kick it off with Insomniac. So Insomniac announced Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I absolutely loved the first Spider-Man. I'm very hyped for Spider-Man 2. And they also gave us a super cool look and announced at Marvel's Wolverine. So I knew from the first second we saw the bloody knuckles on the bar that this was going to be about Logan. Now, as someone who named their child Logan Parker, these are two properties of Marvel's that I am keenly interested in. So thank you, Insomniac, for tackling these. I think Insomniac has done such an amazing job of porting the feel of being Spider-Man into the Marvel Spider-Man games. I hope they can do the same thing with Wolverine and with Logan. I am stoked. So in case you missed it, we got a cinematic teaser trailer for Marvel's Wolverine shown, which will be a standalone game, and it's currently in very early development, so I think it's going to be a long time before we see that one. We also found out that Marvel Spider-Man 2 would be a follow-up to the 2018 game, and got a cinematic trailer released for that as well, featuring both Miles Morales and Peter Parker, and a voice. Now, my information says that they are fighting side by side with Venom, but I know everyone in our Twitch chat, because we co-streamed this on Twitch, was saying, but that's Kraken's voice. That is, Spider-Man 2 is slated to be released sometime in 2023. Tyler Boy says, wait, hold on. Was Little Man really named after James Logan and Peter Parker? Logan Parker. There you have it. There you have it. That is true. He is my Marvel mashup. Corey Edgar says, voice is definitely Craven. Definitely, definitely. Scott Pledger says, Sony definitely hit it out of the park. I just wish these had been PS5 launch announcement titles. It would have made it much more compelling. I know, and that's, always been the hard hitter with Sony, right, is that they don't like to share their exclusives. It does look like they are sharing more of their exclusives with PC now and moving forward, so that's good at least. Also announced, in addition to Insomniac, was God of War Ragnarok. We now officially know that the name is Ragnarok. I mean, we've all known for a while, but now it's officially confirmed. We got a full trailer for the first time. No release date was mentioned, but we saw a much older Atreus, so preteen or teen perhaps, and our first full look at Thor, which has everybody on Twitter talking about his body type, which I'm like, who cares about Thor's body type? He looks like a big, buff, strong dude to me. And I've also seen people talking about how skimpy Thor's outfit is. So if you have not seen those images, feel free to go look up those on the internet for yourself. But I think Thor looks great. I love the character design. This trailer follows the announcement of the passing of gameplay engineer George Mall, who was a pivotal pioneer in capturing the Leviathan axe feel in combat in the 2018 game. So rest in peace to George Mall. We got that news a little bit earlier in the week, and I hope that the God of War fandom can celebrate him by celebrating this news about the new game. I do have a lot of friends that work at Sony Santa Monica, so I'm very excited for all of them. They were all super thrilled to share the parts of the trailer that we got to see that they worked on, and I just, all in all, it felt like a big celebration to see this. Plus the game, I mean, I'm going to play the heck out of the game. I'm going to do a full playthrough of the first one before we get to the second one on Twitch. Don't you worry. Scott says, I just started playing God of War again yesterday after I put it down for over a year. God of War looks so good, says Took It Home to Jenny. I couldn't agree more. It looks awesome. 2022 getting game nuked, says Garandra Paul, because there's so many good games coming out. I know, we are about to just be inundated with so many cool games, and I'm so looking forward to it after the bit of a slowdown in the industry we've seen due to the pandemic. All right, speaking of games I am so looking forward to, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is getting a remake. So that was announced at the PlayStation event, sending everyone right off their gaming chairs. So it will be coming to the PS5 as a console exclusive, meaning that it's also coming to PC. No release date yet, but I did get confirmation on Twitter that it will be coming to PC the same day it comes to PS5, so it's not PS5 for a timed exclusive or anything, just PS5 for the console exclusive, but available also on PC. It is being developed by some of the original team from the 2003 game, which is very cool. And Jennifer Hale will be reprising the voice role of Bastila Shan, which is very exciting as well. Rob K, thank you so much for the super chat, Rob K. You said Kratos is going to have his hands full with Atreus going through puberty. But Dad, I don't want to fight anyone today. I mean, that could totally happen. I have not been a parent of a teenager, but we will all get to experience what that's like together through God of War Ragnarok. Thank you so much, Rob, for supporting the channel and for your super chat. Cheers, my friend. Cheers, cheers. Crystal Gregg says, my husband made me play KOTOR before SW Tour originally came out. Star Wars The Old Republic. And I'm really excited for the remake. I know. And Tyler Boy says, oh, it will be PC too? My sources told me otherwise. I better edit that. It will be PC too. Yes. That is correct. The Force is strong with this remake. Agreed. Tyler says also, how could Jennifer Hale not be Bastila Shan? That's like having someone else voice Darth Vader. No, I totally agree with you. So there's lots to be excited about here. I cannot wait to revisit that game. I have not played that game. Oh, baby. I have not played that game in so long. So it will be very nice to revisit that game as well. Speaking of games I can't wait to revisit, and this one is coming out real soon for spoopy season, Alan Wake Remastered. So it was announced that Alan Wake Remastered would be happening on a fan site a little earlier this week on Twitter, but we actually got a look at it during the PlayStation event yesterday. We got a gameplay trailer, and it's slated to be released October 5th, 2021. So only a few weeks away now, and it'll be on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. So pretty much everywhere except for Switch. You know I love Control. You know I love Remedy games. I love that Alan Wake and Control are set in the same universe. I love all the tie-ins, and I cannot wait to revisit Alan Wake for spoopy season this year. I think it might be my favorite Halloween game that's coming out this year. Now, granted, we'll see what else surprises us. Usually there's a couple indie gems that surprise us all for Halloween season, but I am very, very excited to get back into Alan Wake. There are so many good games coming out, like, in the next 3 to 4 weeks. I will obviously just have to go full-time streamer to play them all, obviously. Israel K says, I'm excited for Alan Wake because I loved Control but haven't played Alan Wake. Oops. No problem with oops. I think that's like the perfect reason why they're remastering it. I know a lot of headlines were jumping to does this mean we're going to get an Alan Wake 2 soon? I mean, maybe. I think that's much more of a clickbaity headline than actually going off anything. But even if it's for folks like yourself who've played Control but never visited Alan Wake, great timing. Elder, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, what did you think of Forspoken? I think it's great. The sense of power is nothing like I've seen before. Hope it goes well, and I am looking forward to it. Yes, me too. I thought Forspoken looked awesome. We found out there's a spring 2022 release for it. And I know my friend Gary Whitta is working on it, who is a wonderfully witty writer. I absolutely adore his work, so that bears great things for Forspoken as well. But yes, I am also in the Forspoken hype camp with you. Shade X, thank you for the super chat. Cheers, cheers to everyone. Says Alan Wake Remaster FAQ on the Discord. Just updated models and texture resolution, no ray tracing or similar. Thank you, ShadeX, for putting that in the Discord. I will definitely check that out right after the stream. And for any of you who are watching the stream who are not currently Discord members, the Discord invite is in the description of this video. So it's open to everybody. Feel free to come on in and hang out. That would be awesome. All right, we also, let me see what else we got. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands will release March 25th, 2022. We didn't have a release date for that before, so that's very exciting. If you don't remember this, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is the Dungeons & Dragons meets Borderlands standalone game that will be coming. Ashley Birch will be voicing Tiny Tina, and it looks like a fantastic good time to be. I could not be more excited for that game. So fingers crossed and holding out till March for that one. There was a new gameplay trailer for Project Eve, which looks to be a hack and slash action anime sci-fi game. I know people in chat were a little torn, but most people were like, you know what, it has my attention. It looks pretty good. So that's exciting. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End and Lost Legacy, PS5 and PC remaster was announced, and that's coming sometime early 2022, although we don't exactly know when. ShadeX, thank you for the super chat again, says also new commentary by Sam Lake and using the same game engine. Sam Lake, I've gotten to interview Sam Lake once before at E3 and I fangirled so hard. But yes, I'm very excited to check that out. Thank you, ShadeX, again for posting all that in the Discord. You're a good one, my friend. You are a good one. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. We got another gameplay trailer from that with a January 2022 release date. That's not so much my jam, as I am not a huge Rainbow Six fan. But if you are, and you want like Rainbow Six Siege meets Alien Isolation meets XCOM, then this may be for you. GTA 5 and GTA Online PS5 upgrade is delayed till March. Gran Turismo 7 is going to be released March 4th of 2022 for PS4 and PS5. And developers say that the goal with that is to, quote, convey everything from the last 150 years of car and racing culture, unquote. Again, I'm not super into car and racing culture, but the game looked beautiful, as racing games normally do. I like to think of them as tech demos for the consoles that they're shown on. But if you are into racing games, definitely keep your eyes out for that one. And Chia, so TCHIA, looked to be a very, very adorably wholesome, animal-changing kind of Moana aesthetic game, and there was a gameplay trailer shown for that. I think a lot of people were very divided on that one. Some people were like, not at all for me, and some people thought, oh, that looks like a wholesome game I could forget about life's worries in for a while. So if those type of games are normally for you, you'll want to keep an eye out for that one. Took it home to Jenny, says, gosh, video game drought, then flood. I know. And it doesn't stop there, because we got a new Guardians of the Galaxy gameplay trailer. So if you paid attention to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy when we saw it before at E3, they said single player story-driven campaign, which are always words that get my attention nowadays. And that's slated to be released October 28th of this year. The writing looks like the best part of it to me so far. I'm reserving judgment until I see it. There was a new Ghostwire Tokyo trailer. There was a new Deathloop trailer released, and that's coming out September 14th, so right around the corner as well. I'm definitely going to stream that at least one day, if not more. Blood Hunt, which is a Vampire the Masquerade Battle Royale that's out right now for PC, will be coming to PS5 later this year. And Kid A Amnesia Exhibition was teased, which is a collaboration between Epic Games and Radiohead, and it's going to be released on the PS5 in November of 2021. I'm not really sure what it is still, even after having watched that. All right. To quote Emily Rose Jacobson, Deathloop! Okay, good. So people are hyped for Deathloop. That is good to know. It feels like Sony Christmas Eve, says Rob K. It does indeed. It does indeed. All very good things. So overall, I feel like we've had a couple events recently that were like, oh, there's like one or two things that got my attention. E3, and then Sony came in with this event and just like knocked everybody out. So I know I asked this on Twitter earlier today, but if you could play any of the games from the Sony showcase yesterday, from the PlayStation event yesterday, right now, what would that be? Tell me in chat. I know on Twitter a lot of people were saying KOTOR. There was a lot of KOTOR. But also a lot of God of War and a lot of Marvel's Wolverine. Haswell says God of War 2. Jimmy Sprinkle says Sony was like, happy holidays. I know it felt like that. Right now, yes. Sean Gentry says Wolverine. Jose Garcia says Wolverine. Corey Edgar says Spider-Man 2. Oh, so many good games. Gran Turismo 7 says Matt Foster. Nice. Dan says Wolverine. Beertastic says Spider-Man 2. Langley says Wolverine and Spider-Man 2. Little bit of a cheat, but I'll give it to you because they both look awesome. Are We Dead Yet says KOTOR. Malice J. KOTOR most likely. And Israel Kate with Forspoken. Hold on, let me just hot toddy it up a little here. I'm too excited. That happened to me yesterday during the showcase too. I got too excited and then my voice was like, no ma'am, you're done. No ma'am, you are done. So yes, Very well done, Sony. Thank you for the awesome PlayStation event. I think we all have a lot to be hyped about right now. Speaking of PlayStation finally solidified and told us what their PS4 to PS5 upgrade policy is going to be moving forward. And they acquired another studio. So all first-party PlayStation exclusives that are cross-gen will offer a $10 digital upgrade, regardless of whether or not you purchase the game digitally or physically on PS4. So this is in contrast to what Xbox has been doing, which has been giving people a free upgrade, and PlayStation recently came under a lot of flack for not having a free upgrade. But what do you think of the $10 upgrade? Do you think that makes sense? Would you like to, I mean, obviously everyone would like it to be free, but understanding that upgrades can take work, etc. How do you feel about that? Horizon Forbidden West will offer a free PS4 to PS5 upgrade after the backlash of the previous announcement that it would not, kind of spurring PlayStation to put out a blanket policy like this. Let's see. Everybody's still talking about Spider-Man 2 and KOTOR. I get it. I get it. Took it home to Jenny, you're not confident in your choice of which game. That's okay, you can change your mind. This is all hypothetical, and I'm okay with it. Beertastic Yogi says, if it's not free, $10 seems reasonable. Jimmy Sprinkle says, $10 update pass. Haswell says, $10 is okay. Shadex says, yeah, that just seems like a dumb thing. Xbox being free is just better, hands down. Well, I agree. I think $10 is reasonable if they cannot on the back end make the finances work any other way. However, obviously as consumers, a free upgrade would be nice if you bought the game on PS4 and then you're able to upgrade to PS5. Sony also acquired another developer. So again, looking at how many studio acquisitions Microsoft's made, now PlayStation's like, ooh, we better get those acquisitions. Sony acquired the UK developer Firesprite. Firesprite previously collaborated with Sony on the Playroom and the Playroom VR. And earlier in 2021, Sony also acquired the Finnish developer Housemarque and the Dutch studio Nix's. I hope I said that right. So yeah, Sony's now like, okay, we're going to bring a bunch in. So will this mean that Sony will have their own more Game Pass structured like service? I mean, yes, we know that Sony now has the PSN and, you know, a couple different options, but something a little more like Game Pass? I don't know. Maybe they're just being competitive. But yes, that is all the Sony news. Shadex says, but yeah, I mean, if you really have to charge $10, that's fine. But George Pruitt says, imagine paying almost $70 for a game and then adding a $10 upcharge if you want to be, if you want it to be better. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. If you pay $70 for the game, right, and then you finally get your hands on a PS5 and spend all the money on a PS5 to then have to pay an extra $10 to play the game you've already spent $70 on your new console. I mean, it is what it is. That's the state of where we are now. Took it home to Jenny says, oh no, I ate all my ice cream. That's like the saddest comment I've read today. Oh no, I've eaten all my ice cream. All right, in other news, the former PlayStation boss, I know we're talking a lot about PlayStation today, but a former PlayStation boss, Sean Layden, finally revealed that he departed abruptly after 32 years to avoid burnout. That's why this dev left, and said, this is a good time to put the pin in my legacy. Layden helped develop the iconic PlayStation games like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. And the team behind Bugsnax, Young Horses, is also permanently transitioning to a 4-day work week to give its employees a healthier work-life balance. And we talk about this a lot on Happy Hour, about how dev burnout is a very real thing, crunch time is a very real thing. We are happy to wait a little longer for a game to be ready rather than have devs have to go through that, because I think no matter what industry you're in, you understand burnout and you understand having a crummy work-life balance. So it's interesting to me that this bigwig at PlayStation, Sean Layden, left after 32 years because of burnout, and Young Horses is putting into effect this 4-day work week as a trial run for their 8-person studio. They're a much smaller studio, so I would imagine it's a lot easier to do that with a smaller size. But do you think that a 4-day work week is a good way to combat crunch in the gaming industry? And do you think it would work with larger studios? So I'm looking for your ideas on that. And if not, do you have any alternative strategies you might recommend? I would love to go to a 4-day work week personally. I don't think, due to my workaholic nature, that will ever be able to happen. But in theory, I love the idea of a 4-day work week. George Pruitt just says, also for the record, I don't even have a PS4 or a PS5, so I'm just complaining for no reason. That's okay. This is a great place to voice your opinions. Opinions are welcome here. ShadeX says, oh, Paradox Interactive also got in the bad publisher not treating workers right group. Oh, no. Christian Polson says, a 4-day work week has been shown in numerous studies to be more efficient. I have also read those studies, CP, and I am with you on that. Tyler says, the only studio I know for sure that didn't use a delay to add crunch was Supergiant for Hades. Crystal Gregg says, over the moon, emphatic yes to a 4-day work week. And each day like 5 hours. I mean, that would be amazing too. Jordan says, I've always heard that 4-day work week has almost no impact on productivity, too much wasted time, not wanting to work in 5 days. But GK Gamer Fan says, not sure a 4-day work week would combat crunch, but it might help avoid burnout. For sure. So just some thoughts there. And I think a nice like end of the work week reminder for all of us to kick back, take it easy on yourself. I have been really doing a lot of personal work on trying to do that more myself. And it's been working out okay, I'm happy to say. I feel like I've been taking more time off a little bit. All right, Fallout Worlds. So here's the quick news before I just dive right in. The Quickie news. Quickie news is the Fallout Worlds update for Fallout 76 is live, and this was previously announced to be delayed. Fallout Worlds introduces 2 new customizable ways to play Fallout 76. Public Worlds, which is a rotation of themed experiences that will shake up the world of Fallout 76 for people, and Custom Worlds, which is only available to Fallout First subscribers. Is anybody playing Fallout 76 at all? Yes. Hashtag normalize self-care. I love it. Self-care, best care. Yes, you're correct. Yes, you are correct. And then they also said, this is interesting, they also said to apologize for the confusion caused by the update's release timing. Season 6 will kick off with special events that will run from today through Monday, September 13th. All right, there you go. James says, I fell out of Fallout. I see what you did there. I see. And Jordan says, people are still playing Fallout 76? Wild, wild. Again, this is why that made it to Quickie news for me. Other Quickie news, there are rumors for a new Twisted Metal game to be released alongside the previously announced TV series. So there hasn't been a mainline game in the series since 2012, since the Twisted Metal reboot in 2012. And the TV series was announced in 2019. So these are just rumors right now, but does that get you hyped? Let me know in chat. Mal SJ says, I have a friend who is regularly on Fallout 76. Jimmy Sprinkles says, Twisted Metal? Yes, please. And Dan Poirier says, that is awesome. I miss Twisted Metal. So just rumors, but could be something. Could be something. Overwatch League's 2022 season will feature an early build of Overwatch 2. So for those of you who've been chomping at the bit to see Overwatch 2, there will be 5-player teams as opposed to the usual 6 players, which I know we've covered on Happy Hour before, and each team will only be allowed 1 tank hero. So how this will impact the competitive players in the competitive leagues remains to be seen, but an early build of Overwatch 2 could be nice to see. ShadeX has never played Twisted Metal. Well, you know, now's a good excuse to jump back in. The Mass Effect team has announced that they will be moving back to Unreal Engine for future installments. So switching from EA's Frostbite engine to the Unreal Engine. The studio made the switch away from the Unreal Engine, which is owned and licensed out by Epic Games, to EA's Frostbite engine for the 2017 launch of Mass Effect Andromeda. But now they're going to go back. Unreal Engine 4 is going to be used for Mass Effect 5. So those are all the announcements in the news that I have this week. If there's anything I left out that you want to talk about, please, please, please let me know in chat. This hot toddy is so warm, and it's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in my house. So if you're seeing like a nice glisten on me, that's why. I shouldn't say it's over 100 degrees in my house. It is over 100 degrees outside of my house. We do have air conditioning, but we try not to run it too much because, you know, energy conservation and all that good stuff. But if I have a glisten, that could be why. Okay, good. Tyler's very excited that Unreal is back. Christopher Hagen says that new Matrix trailer. I know, not specifically gaming news, but man, that new Matrix trailer has me asking so many questions. I have so many theories. I was sad to not see Lawrence Fishburne, but my guess is that it has to do with how they have resurrected, I put in quotes because I have theories that I don't think it's resurrection, Neo and Trinity, and what kind of alternate timeline or alternate world that they're in this new version. So we shall see. Also, if Jonathan Goff turns out to be a new Agent Smith, I'm going to be so hyped. Just saying. I will leave it at that. I've watched that trailer now so many times, and I will only ever take a bath with a rubber ducky on my head from here on out. That's how I feel about Matrix Resurrections. It's younger Fishborn, says Jamesy. Yeah, right? LA is an oven. It is an oven. It's been over 100 degrees, like, I don't know, I feel like the past 2 or 3 weeks straight, every day I look at the weather, it's like, hi today, 101 degrees, 103 degrees, 107 degrees. It just is 70 degrees in the Bay Area. Danny, that's the beauty of living in the Bay Area. Nice and cool. Scott Pledger, cheers to you, my friend. Thank you so much for the super chat today. Says, Trisha, let's put out some good things. What's something good that happened to you this week? My COVID test coming back negative is a good thing that happened to me this week. Logan, his school shut down because of a positive COVID test of a student in his class. And so Nate and I, as a precaution, got us all tested. We scheduled us all for tests, but due to my sore throat, I, of course, was very worried. But all of our tests came back negative. So family is COVID-free. That is a good thing that happened in my world this week. Christian Polson says, you couldn't pay me to live in that. I assume you mean the heat. But yeah, no COVID for my family, which is very, very exciting. Took it home to Jenny, says, here I am, comfy and cool at 64 degrees. Oh my goodness. I'd have on like a sweater at 64 degrees. But yes, fun conversations are a positive thing for me, says Jimmy Sprinkles, and I couldn't agree more. All right, everyone. Well, I love ending this on a good note. Thank you so much for that. That was lovely. Thank you all so much for joining me in my bar for happy hour today. I am going to kick back. I'll put some chapters on this video, and then I'm going to call it the end, an early end to my workday, if you will. So I hope that you all have a beautiful weekend. The next time I'll be live is Sunday morning for the Sunday morning stream at 10 a.m. over on Twitch, and I hope to see you there. And if not, and you want to catch up in the meantime, you know I'm always on that Discord, so I'll see you on the Discord as well. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching the stream. Be safe, stay healthy, and be kind to one another, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.